Hey, Joe from Coding Blocks, back again, doing more Code Warsy type stuff. Notice I'm Code Wars Red. I don't know if that shows it anywhere. Maybe on my profile. Yeah. So I'm a paid member. You can see some cool stats, stuff like that. Pretty neat. But the thing I care most about is just having the dedicated servers for testing, which is nice. And it's pretty cool. You actually get to see the test runners kind of boot up, which is just kind of cool. Makes me feel like a programmer, and that's a good thing. Anyway, I thought it'd be fun to take a look at a bug fixing kata. Now, last video, I worked through John Sonmez's excellent tips, and I think I closed the window. But I thought it was really helpful. And then the next problem I did for Code Wars was actually a bug fixing problem, and so it didn't really apply too much aside from reading the problem twice. And so I thought it might be fun to kind of take a look at one of those. But anyway, I didn't really say it at the end of the video, but I ended up really liking the way of working with Johnson Mez's 6 tips. I think it helped solve the problem, although me jib-jabbing around it ended up making the video take longer. Um, but hey, what can I say? I'm wordy. Alright, so let's see if we can find another one of these bug fixing guys. I don't know if that's like a tag or what. I thought it was actually called bug fixing, but maybe it's just bugs, nugs. Let's give that a shot. Alright, ninja versus samurai strike. Sounds cool. Something is wrong with our warrior class. The strike method does not work correctly. The following shows an example of this code being used. We create a new ninja, create a new samurai. Samurai strikes the ninja. Ninja's health should be 70. Okay, interesting. Can you figure out what is wrong? Well, let's see. Let's hit train, and now give us the rest so we can see what we got here. We've got a warrior class that takes a name. This dot name equals name. Okay. This dot health equals 100. So when we create a new warrior, we get a warrior with that name and health of 100. Warrior strike, it's a function that takes an enemy. Oh, and a number of swings. Okay. And the enemy's health equals the maximum of their health minus swings times 10, or 0. And that just prevents it from going to -0. So let's take a look here and read the problem again, because I think that's good advice. Something's wrong with our warrior class. The strike method does not work correctly. The following shows an example of how this code is being used. So we create 2 warriors, and the names don't really matter. The samurai strikes the ninja, right? 3 times, and each swing should remove 10 hit points. So I expect the enemy's health, in this case, to equal, or not the enemy, the ninja's health should be 100. So unfortunately we don't actually have real tests here, so I don't know what all that stuff is, but we can easily convert this to a test. I always love when they give you the test to start out with, because I don't work with Chai or whatever runner this is, and so I'm not real familiar with the syntax, but I am familiar with testing, so it's easy for me to kind of make it work, but not so easy to start from scratch. Alright, so assert equals 70. So ninja health should equal 70. And, I mean, the code looked right to me, so it should just work, right? Okay, samurai.strike is not a function. Okay. Well, I guess that's the bug. samurai.strike is not a function. So var warrior equals a function. And then we're saying function.strike. That's not really what I expect to see here. So, I mean, I kind of just want it to look like this. Strike equals function. Maybe there's a better way of doing this, but you know, that makes sense to me. See what that looks like. Okay, so all we did was just move that function into the warrior, and that's just because function actually was a function itself, so you couldn't really, you know, it was similar to writing function.strike equals, which doesn't make sense to me. So I don't know, maybe we're done. Okay, so that was it. Let's see what anyone else did. Okay, warrior.prototype.strike. That makes sense to me. Someone else solved it how I did. Alright, I'm going to give them a best practice because that's how I did it. And I don't like the prototype thing, I don't know. Whenever I see prototype, it just makes me nervous that we're messing around with the internals of something in a way that we shouldn't. It's kind of monkey patching some stuff in there. But overall, I really like this one. And I thought it kind of, I like the idea of the bug fixing katas. I think that's cool, and I think it's very realistic. So I think more interviews should do that sort of stuff too, rather than puzzly things. So I like this idea, and hopefully you guys got something out of it.